Hey, it's DJ Hockyplr here, coming at you on YouTube. I've had a lot of requests for people asking how I clean my vinyl, so I thought I'd take this time now to show you how I do it. This doesn't mean it's necessarily the best way. This is just a proven way that works for me, and I get great results. And if you've ever watched my show on the Dog Pound on Vaughn TV or VaughnLive.tv, then you know I got something going on. You may be able to hear in the background I got Hoodie going. That's right. It's the house. No, it's not the House of Hood. This is Monday. It's New Music Monday. He's featuring Portland, Oregon. Anyways, let's go ahead and get to the demonstration of how I clean my vinyl. And we're going to start with mixing your own solution. Okay, first off, what I use is just a little like ketchup, mustard type squirt bottle. You can find these in your local stores. I think I paid maybe 79 cents for this. I then marked it. As you can, probably hard to see here, but there's the 3/4 line, full line. And basically this is what I use, and this solution is pretty much what the old disc washer solution used to be. So here it is. Distilled water. I can't stress this enough. Get yourself some distilled water. Don't use tap water. Distilled water. The next thing you're going to need is alcohol. Isopropyl alcohol. Rubbing alcohol. Same thing. You need the highest percent that you can get because you don't want impurities and stuff inside contaminating your vinyl, because that stuff will just go down in the grooves and it's hard to get out. I'm able to get 99%. I know Walmart sells 91%. I use this 99% because I can get it, and a bottle of this costs me like $1.50 and it lasts me forever. Next thing you're going to need is just some ivory detergent. You're only going to need a couple drops of this. And then to break up surface tension, I use a little rinse aid, the dishwasher rinse aid. Alright, so I'm going to show you how I mix it up. Okay, so like I said, I have mine pre-measured. So what I do, and this is brand new distilled water, is I first fill up the water. I'm going to make a hairy mess. Up to that 3/4 line. Okay, then I add the alcohol to top it off. Alright, easy enough. I then will take just a couple drops, about that much. Use as little or a lot as you like. And then you only need a couple drops. And again, this is only to break up the surface tension of the solution. At that point, I give it a little shake. You'll see it starts to bubble a little bit, foam up, get that soap going. Okay, there's your solution. Let's get on to the rest of the tools. Okay, a couple of the tools that I use. I grabbed an old Lazy Susan. I got this at IKEA for like 10 bucks. Still has the model number. It's 900.744.83 from IKEA. If you got one of those around, or you can order it online. It was like 10 or 11 bucks. And then I got some of this non-stick mat that has the holes in it. Let's see if we can get that on camera. And I cut that in the shape of my Lazy Susan. Okay, so that's basically what I lay my vinyl on, and then I can spin it as I'm cleaning. Okay, the next things that I use is paint pads. These little cheap throwaway paint pads are awesome. You can reuse them, just rinse them off when you're done. You can reuse them. They have all those little fibers in there. Get deep down inside the grooves of the record and really loosen all that junk and dirt and debris up and get it to rise up so that you can get it off the vinyl so that your vinyl sounds good. The other thing that I use, you can find this usually in the travel or any of the areas of taking care of your clothing. It's just one of those lint style brushes, but it's got the nice red felty material with the little hairs, and I know you probably can't see them, but it's got little hairs, and that also helps get in the grooves. And there's one last thing that I use, and that's microfiber cloths. One sec. All right, like I said, microfiber cloth. That's the last piece of gear that I use to clean my vinyl. These are super soft. I'm sure you guys all know about microfiber. Caution, when washing these, it is okay to use detergent, obviously. Do not use any sort of fabric softener, whether that be liquid or whether it be a dryer sheet. Don't use it on your microfiber because you don't want that material on your vinyl. Point blank. All right, so let's get started with cleaning some vinyl. Okay, so I just picked up about 8 or 9 albums over the weekend, and this is one of them, Styx Crystal Ball. And I don't know if the camera's going to do it justice. There's a lot of dust. I can see some dirt on the record. Regardless of whether I buy a record new or used, I always clean them. So I don't know if you can see it, but it's pretty bad. I would never put this on my turntable. So here we go. So what I do is I just simply take my solution that I showed you how to mix, and I pour it fairly liberal onto the album, the vinyl. And you can see how the surface tension is broken, so it lets the water really go down in there. And I just basically take my paint pad just like this, and I rub it around a few times. Try to be careful of your labels. It's not 100% that you can't get these wet, especially with the alcohol. It dries very, very rapidly. I've never had a problem. So, like I said, this is what I do. I go around a few times both ways. Sometimes I'll spin it. And then once I've done that, I grab one of these guys. And I kind of put it at an angle. I'll go back the other way as well. Getting it all down into the grooves of the vinyl. Now it's not done yet, but that already is far better than what it was. So there's the other side. I mean, it's still shiny. This is the other side. I see some stuff on here that right there. Gonna have to get it off. Hoodie, shut up. All right, he's featured in Portland, Oregon today. So I spin this stuff around. Depending on how dirty your vinyl is, this may take a little longer, you know. It all depends. I do, you know, somewhat some pressure. You want to get it off. And there's a fingerprint of somebody's. Right there. Big old thumbprint. Sometimes you can get these off with a little additional. Your microfiber will also take fingerprints off really well. That's a lot better. Okay. Then now there's a couple ways you can do this. You want to dry the vinyl off with the micro towel. And I usually do it with 2 different towels. So I get the majority off with one, and then I go to a completely dry one to get any of the remaining moisture off. A couple other things you can do. You can get a dish rack, which I probably will do. You know, and then you can set your vinyl up, you know, in the rack itself. For right now, what I do, once I've dried the album off, I set it on top of the album, on top of the inner jacket, and I leave my albums out for 5-10 minutes just to get some air drying, and I'll flip them through. So, you know, if I'm in a real hurry, it might only be a couple minutes, but like today, since I'm cleaning several albums, I'll clean a few of these and I'll put them down, and then I'll flip them over and let the other side dry. So as you can tell, that is much better than when I started. I would have no problem putting this vinyl record on my turntable. So that's how Hockyplr cleans his vinyl. I'm going to get back to it. I'll post this video soon. Cheers!